Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Welcome to another Digital News Desk AM update, and happy July 1st as we take a live look at a sunny downtown Green Bay.
Love that reflection off the courthouse.
It is just beaming. You see the flag blowing in the wind there because it's a little bit chillier than I think what we're used to for the first day of July. I mean, 62 degrees out there at 8:30 in the morning. I'm not complaining. I think it's awesome.
There were some temperatures in the state. Did you notice this morning when Bo Fogel was showing his maps that were in the 40s?
In the 40s on
I mean,
July
that's farther
1st.
up north, but
62 degrees now in Green Bay, 32. Here's a live look at Sturgeon Bay this morning. I think those boats will there's someone out there getting the boat ready for today.
Oh, to have a cup of coffee, sit on the boat deck.
It must be nice.
Welcome to Monday.
Maybe a little jealous.
A lot of people might be on their holiday break this week, using this week to summer vacation. We talked a lot about travel.
Yes.
And people kicking that off. I mean, it's a 9-day stretch. Kristen Allen was saying in her live reports from Austin Straubel Airport that it kind of started over the weekend.
It's that weird part of, we talked about this a little bit during a commercial break. Usually when, the 4th is on a Monday, even a Tuesday or that Friday, it's okay, just a long weekend.
Right.
But having it on that Thursday, a lot of places do their 4th of July celebrations on the night before. So it's just right dead center in the middle of the week, and people want to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to hopefully have some good weather for that. We spoke with Bo this morning, and he said, here in Green Bay, it looks like the rain might hold off. We got our fingers crossed for that, but we still got a couple days to look forward to before all the fireworks celebrations and things of that nature. But hope you're having a wonderful Monday, wherever you're tuning in from. Let us know in the comments where you're watching this morning. See, we got about 10 people on right now, so
good to have you with us.
Good to have
early.
you. Yes, good morning.
Checking us out
on this
Facebook
Monday
and our live stream here.
You talked about how busy it's going to be both on the roadways. Obviously, we're actually going to be talking about that tomorrow on Action 2 News this morning, so tune in for that. But today we talked about airlines, and it's going to be very, very busy in terms of air travel, and that kind of fits in with your Consumer First Alert from Friday because there's an airfare scam, so to speak, out there. So talk a little bit about that.
Right. So I was contacted, and I contacted an Oshkosh woman who had reported a situation to the Better Business Bureau, and she said, I really consider myself a pretty savvy traveler. She said in her job she gets some training on phishing emails and spotting, fake websites and things like that. And so kind of to tell you how this started is she had a family tropical vacation planned. It was coming up rather quickly. She had 6 people going and 1 person needed to cancel. So she was working with American Airlines, and she said, I Googled the number real quickly for customer service.
Which is something a lot of people do.
A lot of people
pull it
do
up
that.
on Google, here we go.
Right. And she said, I'm on the phone, and she said, I got through right away, which she said, first of all, I thought, wow, that's pretty interesting because usually you're on hold for quite a while.
Sure.
She said, I got through right away, and she's like, I was just thinking I need to cancel this. We're just days out from our trip and, cancel that one person, that one flight. So she said, I was super happy I got through, and she said, boy, they were very helpful, and, we'll be able to help you do this. And she said, basically, they told her her entire booking was canceled and that she needed to pay $500 per ticket to get those tickets back because they said it's so close to the time and, those tickets have sold out. So if you give me this, and I will tell you, she said, I handed over my booking number. I gave my information to them so they were able to access my itinerary.
Thinking she was speaking with an airline employee.
Thinking she was speaking with a legitimate airline employee. And when she heard that they were going to charge her, and she's like, wait a second. And then they said that she needed to wire the money. She said, wait, I paid by credit card. Like, why wouldn't I just pay this by credit card if I truly had to do this? She said while she's on the phone with them, she's looking on her calls, and she's looking at the number, and she said she did have to dial and call American Airlines customer service previously. She looked at the phone numbers. It was one digit off.
Just one digit.
One digit off, which, talking with Better Business Bureau and consumer experts, they say a lot of times these fake companies, these scammers will change those phone numbers by one digit or change a website by one letter or something just a little bit different. So she's on the phone and she gets her husband and she's like, this just doesn't seem right. And she's like, I didn't want anything to do with it. So she hung up. She said she was very stressed out, called the real American Airlines customer service, and was able to find out that her entire booking was not canceled.
Wow.
And American Airlines told her, we hear this from a lot of people, that they call the wrong phone number, or Google search it and get a company that's not really American Airlines. She thinks it was a third-party service. That's what the Better Business Bureau told her. So they were able to get in and sort of manipulate, but to charge $500 and to make you wire that was the red flag.
Those were the red flags that were getting,
right.
and because like you say, it was a pretty involved phone call. It's not like
Right.
it was just some random person
Yes.
that didn't really know what was going on. They had the information. They knew what
Right.
questions to ask. They were
Right.
thinking of all that, which makes it feel more real for people.
Right, and that's what she said. The whole time she really did believe that she was talking to a real representative, and they seemed very helpful. But she said, really, they're trying to exploit you and trying to get your money. And so when she called American Airlines, she got it all straightened out, and her whole trip was not canceled, and
Sure.
she was breathing a sigh of relief. But then she said, I wanted to know, well, what should I do? Because she didn't want other people to get caught by this. So she ended up contacting the Better Business Bureau of Wisconsin to find out that this company that she ended up contacting was listed on the Better Business Bureau, had an F rating.
Lots of reviews about it as well.
Lots of reviews and
Yep.
complaints, more than 50. Fortunately, she said, I didn't lose any money. We were okay on this. But the real warning, and just in general, if you are looking for something and you're Google searching, whether it's an airline or travel, anything to do with travel, and the Better Business Bureau put out this urgent warning. They just said, if you are buying airfare, use caution, double check, your website, your phone numbers before you give them any information, because there's so much of this out there right now. I mean, think about travel in the last few years. It's really a booming industry again, right? And what are you doing? You are looking for the cheapest airfare.
Trying to find the deals.
Barbie shared her story. Barbie from Oshkosh shared her story with us. But they said there's so many other stories or so many other issues. And a lot of it comes from trying to search for cheap airfare tickets and the best deal. So you really have to be careful on that. Make sure you're dealing with a legitimate company. One of the easiest things I do, and a lot of people will call me and they'll say, hey, I have this, I'm not sure if this is a scam or not. You take whatever the company name or the phone number, whatever it is, you can put that in your search engine plus the word scam. Or go to bbb.org and look up and see if this, the phone number, the company, or call them up too. And we have all that information for you posted under our story. But it's just better to be safe. And especially when there's that urgency, we talk about that a lot with the scams. If they're trying to make it seem, hey, your whole trip was canceled. Right now, we can get that rebooked for you, but you got to wire us, $500.
And it has to be so quickly.
Right.
And that's a big
of
chunk of money right there. Yeah.
$2,000, right? So yeah, it was really. She was very happy to share her story with us to help other people out there, and just in general.
We appreciate that,
Yeah,
because it
we
helps
really
the other
do.
people, right? It helps with your reports.
It does. And she was, she said, I could have just stopped. I could have just been like, okay, we didn't lose any money. But she said, I wanted to go out there. And she said, and I found out that this is happening to a lot of people. I mean, you Google search this and you see a lot of different types of scams involving airfare and travel. And she's like, I really wanted to be able to help. And so she was happy to share her story. So we have that posted for you. We talked about that on Friday. And just in general, just got to be really careful. I mean, there's just so many variations out there. I know Aisha talked today about student loan debt scammers.
Yeah.
I mean, that too, making it look real, like they're really going to help you. But you really have to take a step back and think about it. And if, reach out to someone who would know.
The more that technology progresses,
Right.
it makes it easier for all of us in
Yes.
everyday life in a lot of ways, but it makes it easier for scammers as well. So that's why it's important to pay attention to Tammy's Consumer First Alert reports every Friday on Action 2 News, and just like you said, watch for those red flags and
Right.
use some common sense in
Right.
some cases as well.
And, I often encourage people, to talk about it too. One of the best things, like we're doing, talking about it and letting people know. And maybe if you know somebody who's, oh, I know you're searching, hey, just be careful if you're searching for an airline deal. I mean, we all have that instinct to like, oh my gosh, I better get this real quickly before it goes away. That deal is going to go away. But the airline said, booking directly through them, because if you have any issues or cancellations or anything like that, and I know traveling can be frustrating, you want to save money and all that, but we want to try and just help you out on that. So
here to help you. That's our goal, and we appreciate all the work you do with that, Tammy. And we're going to take another look here at our Shawano Skycam this morning, and that's kind of just what we're seeing on every Skycam that we look at today. Clear skies, sunshine. That's what we'd like to see when it's beginning a holiday week, right?
Yes.
Beautiful weather out there. Here's a look at Oshkosh this morning. And we do want to always remind you, if you're watching maybe on Roku or another screen right now, to make sure you download our First Alert weather app.
I used it this weekend.
It's so helpful.
Put it on
wherever
follow
you go,
me
it'll
on
follow
the travel
you. Yes.
mode, and yeah, I was really checking because there was some rain in the area. We were in western Wisconsin, and so I could look at the radar, and I was just really helpful. Even as we were driving west, I was looking. I was like, okay, how far are we? Are we in the system? Are we moving out of it? I was in the passenger seat, so it is super helpful. And fortunately, we have pretty good weather to start our week, so that's good. And 4th of July week.
We just want it to stay that way.
Right,
That's what we need. So make sure to stay tuned to Action 2 News this morning, all week long. Tune in for our afternoon and evening newscasts as well. Action 2 News mid-morning will be starting in about 18 minutes. Aisha and Bo will have all your latest headlines and weather updates there as well. And thanks so much for joining us for this little digital news desk update on this Monday, July 1st. Make it a great day, everybody.